everybody? It's Dot Bets checking back in. We got our Week 4 top plays and stacks of the week for the NFL Draftkings main slate. All strategies and lineup advice is going to be geared towards the high-risk GPPs, so those big payout contests. So we are going to be a little bit against the grain here, but that is the point to shoot up the leaderboard. So we'll discuss position by position, top plays, and then my top 3 game stacks. And I'll throw in a 4th game stack if you guys want to get a little bit crazy with it. I got a little crazy with it last weekend, and it didn't work out, but sometimes it does. So I always like to give those out for you guys. So if you guys do like these videos, give it a thumbs up, hit that like button, and hit that subscribe button if you guys if you haven't already. So I appreciate all the kind words, all the help that I've gotten so far with these videos. I appreciate everybody helping me out as well. So without further ado, let's go. All right, let's dive into the top stacks of the week. So the first one we got here is going to be KC and Philly. So the Chiefs versus the Eagles. It's at 54.5 Vegas total right now, currently as of Friday as I'm shooting this video. Love this matchup against two teams that have awful defenses. One can't stop the run, and one can't stop anything. So we got Mahomes and we got Jalen Hurts. So you're going to game stack both sides. So if you throw in Mahomes, so we always talk about our 3-by-1 game stack. So you throw Mahomes, you're going to go Kelsey or Tyreek and Hardman, or Hardman and Robinson. Then you got, or you can put CEH in there as well. Then you got Hurts. You could go Hurts with Sanders, Gainwell, Smith, Rieger, Watkins, and then you have a couple tight ends, Goddard or Ertz. So a lot of pieces here that you guys can game stack. Obviously, the cheaper end would be Hurts, and then if you want to go with cheap wide receiver, so DeVonta Smith is a receiver that is getting a lot of air yards and has not produced nearly enough as of yet, but can definitely explode for a game. So I like him this week. You can throw in Quez Watkins, who got a lot of run. Rieger's probably going to be the next best option. But then you come back on the back end with a wide receiver from each team. So if you stack Eagles, you're going to come back with a wide receiver from the Chiefs, which could be Tyreek or it could be Hardman. And in this case, I think you could go Kelsey just because Kelsey is such a wide receiver for them. So I like this matchup there. The second one we got is going to be the Arizona-LA game. I love both of these teams thoroughly. This should be a fast, up-tempo game. You got Murray, you got Stafford, a lot of fire on each side. Henderson, just be aware that he could miss the game, and if he is going to play, he could be limited with those ribs. I love Edmonds. SONY got a lot of run last week, so he had 20 attempts, 67 yards, ended up being 4 targets, and then got 10.9 fantasy points. Definitely an option there. But the wide receivers, so everybody is going to play KUPP again. Everybody, which is fine if you game stack. So if you game stack and have KUPP in, you're already going to differentiate yourself because you are game stacking. So don't be afraid to play Cooper. I'm going to be playing Woods probably every week until he goes off. It's just bound to happen. KUPP cannot hold this up. He's scored 30, and 30 plus points each and every week. So I really like to go with a positive regression here with the Woods, and then probably throw some Van Jefferson in. Stupid numbers here. I just don't. I can't believe in Deshaun. If you want to get crazy, you could throw Deshaun Jackson in, but for whatever reason, I'm just not going to do that. He's priced at $3,800. I like Van Jefferson, who's been a little bit more consistent at $3,900. And then if you go with the Cardinals, so you go Hopkins, Kirk, or Moore, and you have A.J. Green as well. I know Hopkins, I think he was questionable. I don't believe he is questionable anymore. So definitely like those options there. And then the third one is going to be this Washington-Atlanta game. This is my, I guess, sleeper stack of the week. Probably not a lot of people are going to play. If they're going to play this game, they're going to play bits and pieces out of it. So if you game stack it and it goes off, you will shoot up the leaderboard. HEINICKE and Matt Ryan. So if you looked at both of their guys' previous games of the first look video, liked both of these guys, 24 and 23 points. Guy can run a little bit too. So like him here, you can stack him with McLaurin and Dami Brown. But there is Curtis Samuel is coming back this week and will make his season debut. So if you want to throw him in, you can. I don't know how well conditioned he will be, so he could be limited in his capacity. And the same with Gibson now. So Gibson has shown up on the injury report with a shin injury. Be aware of his status. You can throw him in and late swap him out. But if you want to plan accordingly, you can just play McKissick on that end too, because he's going to be a pass catching back and be the #1 guy there as well. So then you go with the Matt Ryan-led Falcons. You could go Mike Davis, Cordell Patterson, 2 running backs there. I'd probably lean Cordell. Then receivers, Ridley, and I think Gage is out for sure. Zacchaeus, I believe that's how you say it, is another one. But then the tight ends. The tight ends are in play here too, with Pitts and Logan Thomas. So that's why I think a lot of people are going to play bits and pieces of this game. But if I'm probably going to be on the over in this game, and if you game stack correctly, you could shoot up leaderboards here. The final one that I'll probably just have one side is going to be the Seattle San Fran game. I'm probably just going to stack the Seattle side. I don't want to run it back with anybody from San Fran. If I did run it back with anybody from San Fran, it'd be Trey Sermon, because they're such a horrible run defense in Seattle. So I could see, especially if Mitchell is out, you get a discount here of $5,000 with Trey Sermon. So stack Wilson. You got to stack Metcalf, Lockett, or you can go Swain to differentiate yourself, and then you could go Everett or Will Dissly. Probably, I think Everett might be out with COVID, so we'll see. Maybe Dissly slides in there for a cheap $2,600 one. So go right there, and I like Seattle. The only side I like is Seattle. You could end up game stacking the entire slate of or entire game, but definitely like the Seattle side here with running it back with Sermon. So we'll dive into the top plays. All right, so my top quarterbacks of this week outside of the game stacks we just talked about, the 2 that I'll give out on this video are going to be Dak. So it's 6,700. He went down 200 points here, 31, 8, and 21. I think he's going to be anywhere between 20 and 25 points this week. I like his matchup. I know Carolina has a stout defense, but they really haven't played anybody. And I truly think that they, with them losing CMC and then that cornerback, I can't remember his name, but that #1 overall pick for him, they or the first round pick for him, he's going to be a big factor here. And I like Dak to spread the ball around. And then I also like Josh Allen. Only depends on only thing with Allen, it's a 16-point favorite. So in my opinion, I just think he can run it in. He can get a lot of value on the ground, and then also throw it. So a lot of people play the running backs in this scenario. You got to think differently here and think they can get those points through the air. And if they do, it's going to be Josh Allen led. So I like those 2 for QBs outside of the game stacks we just talked about. Running back, so I'm going to be running back heavy this week. If you guys looked at the first look video, I'm going to be all on Jonathan Taylor. I know he's a questionable tag. I believe I got a report this morning saying he was good to go or play or practiced in full. So incredible matchup here with the Dolphins that just let Peyton Barber run all over them. Jonathan Taylor absolutely should dominate this game. Then, so Taylor would be my #1. Then I got KAMARA with another great matchup with the Giants. I think he could be close to 20-plus points again. He's the soul of this offense for the Saints, and I definitely think he can get going again. Then we got Najee. So if you watched the game last week, he had 19 targets, which is absurd. I don't think he gets there this week, but I could see close to 10. I don't think he gets in this game right now, it's a 6.5 point dog for the Steelers, but Najee literally plays every single down, and he's only 6,800. So you're getting a slight discount from a guy that we're going to go to next, which is Derrick Henry. So you're getting a $2,000 difference from Derrick Henry, and without Julio, without AJ Brown currently not looking good to play, they're going to lean on Derrick Henry, especially against the woeful Jets. So I like him a lot this week. And then my fifth one is going to be Chris Carson. I love him this week. I just like my running backs to be volume-based, where you know exactly what you're going to get. And you know exactly what you're going to get. You're going to get 12 to probably 15 attempts out of Chris Carson and possibly 1 or 2 touchdowns. 13, 15, 16 points. Perfect. Okay, not an explosion, but he has the upside to do it. But you're going to have a safe floor here, and I like Chris Carson a lot. So running backs are all good there. Wide receivers, we're going to go back to Justin Jefferson. He had 12, 18, and 29, so he's trended in the right direction. This game against the Browns, they're going to have to throw it a little bit more, and Jefferson has been a huge part of the air attack, him and Thielen, and then Osborne has trickled from the wayside, as everybody thought he probably would. Then you go back to Buffalo, and you can pair Allen with Diggs if you'd like, but you can just solely play Diggs alone. I like him this week as well. I know they're getting Beasley, Sanders, and Davis all involved, but Diggs is the guy that they want to get going a little bit more. He's only got 1 touchdown of the year. I think he gets in the end zone this week. Then we got DJ Moore going at 6,600 against the Dallas defense. He has been incredible this season. A lot of people thought since Robbie Anderson got paid, he's going to be the guy in Carolina, but it's ultimately been DJ Moore. 15, 21, and 23, had at least 8 targets in each game. He's the clear wide receiver 1 there in Carolina, and Sam Darnold loves throwing him the football. I looked for that to continue this week. Then we got CeeDee Lamb right above him, 6,700. He's been dominating. And then I would say value play is going to be Courtland Sutton. So Courtland Sutton had I would say a rough game just compared to the 9 for 12 or 9 for 159, and then he went 5 for 37. So I think people are going to be a little bit off of him this week, and you can go back to him thinking he's going to get a fair share of the targets there. And then finally on the tight ends, so we got a Kelsey Kittle slate, but I will not recommend Kelsey. He's going to be in my game stacks, but I'm going to go back to the well with Hockenson. I know he's probably pissed a lot of people off with the shit game that he had, 25, 20, and 3 points. But I like for him to get right. And then we got CONKLIN, another guy that is going to be here. I know is questionable, so we'll see if he plays, but I do like his matchup here, and he's getting a lot more involvement in the pass game in Minnesota. And SCHULTZ, and I don't know if his price went up. His price went up $100, and Dalton Schultz scored 2 touchdowns, 7 targets, and I think he's going to be a big factor this year in the pass game as long as Michael Gallup is out. So keep plugging him into your lineups, and then go back to you can go to Andrews, but I'm going to go down to GESICKI here. He has proven to be a favorite target of Brissett. I thought he was going to be a favorite target of Tua, obviously, with Tua going down. Didn't target him much, but Jacoby loves targeting tight ends. Did it a lot in Indy, and I can see him doing the same thing. With 12 targets last week, GESICKI is one of my favorite value plays, if not the best value play on the slate. So pair him accordingly in your game stacks, so it's not too much ownership on your end. So if you guys have any questions or comments, leave them below or join the free Discord and ask me any questions you guys got. I know this video ran a little bit long, but I wanted to give a little bit more plays out, and let's cash, guys.